Hey beautiful people, today's a very special day. We are at HHV Record Store and I'm joined by DJ Northern. How are you?
I am good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, it's going to be special. We're basically going to pull out a few records, get to know you a little bit and have some fun. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So let's start with your name, DJ Northern.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
About my DJ name?
Yeah, please.
So when I first started out as a DJ, I was playing at a friend's comedy night actually, and I didn't have a DJ name. I was just like, I don't know. And I think I was on the lineup as Olivia DJ.
Olivia DJ,
Yeah,
okay.
and then my friend's ex-boyfriend, who's from Scotland, said I'm the most northern person he's ever met and called me DJ Northern. And I was like, that kind of works actually, so yeah.
And it stuck, okay.
Yeah.
So Northern, is that like where you're born or?
Well, I was actually, funnily enough, born in Canada, which is definitely north.
Way.
Yeah.
Canada is in like North America?
Yes, north.
No way, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so, but I was brought up in and lived most of my life in the north of England, hence my accent.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound quite like Canadian, but
No,
that's
not
interesting.
quite, yeah.
So when did you move across to the UK?
So I moved to the UK when I was 2.
Okay.
My parents lived there for 7 years and they now have moved back to Canada.
Oh, amazing.
So my roots are still there.
Yeah, okay, I hear it.
Yeah.
As early as you can remember, musically, you know, what were you listening to? What was your sort of early memories?
Well, I think in my household, my parents were really big Northern Soul fans, so there was always that kind of music playing. I think for my dad's 50th or 60th birthday, he actually had a jukebox.
Oh, right.
So there was lots of old little 7-inch records in there, and yeah, just there was always like the radio on or some music playing, and it was generally soul music of some sort, or maybe some jazz or hip hop. My parents were really into music.
So I have a very special album here from a special man, Stevie Wonderful. Does this mean anything to you, or
Certainly does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a really great album. I mean, I don't know if this is like more of a I think it's like a greatest hits kind of vibe, but there's loads of tunes on here, and I just think that, I mean, like, I feel like Stevie Wonder's like the happiest singer ever.
Yeah.
Like, you can't not listen to this and not be like happy for most of it. It's all very positive and happy music.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Like, is there a favourite track that you have from there? Like,
I don't know, because I was listening to it recently and I feel like Uptight, Everything's Alright is really a poignant one, because I feel like that is really giving the kind of Northern Soul scene, and I can just think of like my parents dancing around the kitchen. But then there's some other ones like, I don't know, Superstition.
of course.
Higher Ground, Sir Duke. I just think, a lot of them there's just so many that I think everybody knows.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's one of those albums where it's probably easier to find the ones that you don't like than the ones that you do.
Yeah, and I feel like everyone just knows most of them, and even if you don't think you know them, you listen to it and you're like, oh yeah, I know this song.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, big up Stevie Wonder.
Big up Stevie. Where was your favourite? Were there any favourite parties that you remember in particular that you would kind of go into, or?
I really loved the Warehouse Project
in Manchester, right?
in Manchester, but it used to be a place called Store Street, which was underneath the train station, and that had some really, really good lineups. And yes, Sub Dub was just the classic, because there was the dub room, which was really heavy dub, fat sound system, and then the smaller room, which was just like a drum and bass dungeon, and there was dubstep and drum and bass in there, and it was just a wild party to go out raving to.
Sounds fun. Yeah. Sounds fun. So obviously that's UK. Curious to know, what was the move to Berlin? What made you decide on?
Well, I used to come visit with my friend and my sister, and I don't know, I just had this feeling whenever I came here that there was just something that I really connected with, and I just knew that I needed to be here, and I used to be a mental health nurse, so I took a 3-month career break. The timing was so strange. It was just before lockdown. Wow. Is when my 3 months ended. So I came here for 3 months, and I just was like trying to figure it out if I want to live here, if I want to work here, like, you know, what do I want to do? And I was also like, I was living at my friend Shingo's place, and he has been collecting records since he was like 14, and he's like in his 40s now. So I had most of his collection and some turntables. So I call it the Berlin School of DJing, because I literally for 3 months like went to parties, was mixing records every day, getting to know people. So yeah, and then I went back to London where I was living. It was lockdown, straight back to reality. But then it was like, yeah, then Brexit was gonna happen. It was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna make it happen. I have to.
That's super interesting. Yeah. So house and techno. Now we're in my section. This is my lane.
Your turn.
Maybe it's your learning as well. Like, yeah, talk to me a little bit about that. So like, when you first kind of got into it, was it more one more than the other? Because I guess a lot of people are like either house or the techno. You was at the blend.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I first got into techno when I was going to visit my sister in Nottingham. She went to Nottingham Uni. Okay. So I'd drive down and go see her. I'd also go see her we'd also go out in Leeds as well. Some of my friends were into kind of a bit more techno and house stuff. I wasn't that sure of it. Some of it I was a bit like, I was like, it's boring, but you know, I got there in the end.
But when you say techno, is it like tech house? Or?
I think it was probably like tech house. I just think of like, I don't know, like, you know, some of the, I don't even know what you describe it as. Like, you know, like, do you remember like Swamp 81 and like Bodica and Joy Orbison and things like that? Yeah, that era.
Okay.
Yeah.
A bit slower. I think that's more tech. Would I say tech house? Maybe.
I don't know, it's just like blibbity blub blib.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it. Blip blop. That's my genre. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's how I was like first getting exposed to it, and then yeah, I think then I moved to London, and then going out to London and as well going to festivals as well. Yeah. But yeah, and then when I started coming to Berlin, then that's when I was really hooked on it then, and yeah, going to Berghain and Panorama Bar. And also like parties like as well, because there was that whole kind of disco era as well, you know. Do you remember like Motor City Drum Ensemble?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, going to festivals as well, like Gotwood. Went to Gotwood a few times. So yeah, I remember that being a lot of the.
Did you ever go to Bristol?
I went to Bristol once or twice, but it was definitely not house and techno I was going to. It was like really hard jump up raves.
Okay, but yeah. Which club? Because I remember there was obviously like the Kota, Motion, because I was there for uni.
Yeah, I didn't go to any of them.
Okay.
I just went to the crusty places.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I went to the Black Swan.
Oh, okay, fair play.
Yeah, and then I once went to a really sick rave actually. It was New Year's one year, and it was this like humongous warehouse rave, and there was thousands of people in there, and it was totally legal rave. It was mental.
I think those are the best ones.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah.
You said they're like UK, Berlin. So for you, like, what's the difference between the two? How can you describe it? Because you, I guess, said with house and techno, UK wasn't so into it. Came to Berlin, got into it.
Yeah, I think a big part of it was the queer scene actually.
Okay.
Like one of the first parties I went to here was Cocktail, way back when it was at Grease Mueller in the good old days.
Before RSO, okay.
It was. Yeah, Cocktail used to be the party. Like I remember we kind of went there by chance because we'd been bounced from Berghain. It was like one of my first times coming here. I remember my sister telling me, oh, there's this place called Grease Mueller, and we're on the train and this guy starts talking to us and he's like, I'll take you there. And we get there and then there's a scary bouncer and he talks to them and then we get in and it was just a bit of a like, oh my God, like is this still happening? And then we walk in and it's just like wall to wall, half naked men everywhere and like slamming techno at like 10 in the morning. And it was just such an eye-opening experience. But like, it was also like amazing because like, especially as a woman, you know, there's women walking around half naked and just not getting harassed by men. And I do think a big thing in Berlin is the kind of etiquette of people in parties and the respect. And like in the UK, you really do feel it when you go back and you go to a party and how people take up space and think about. I mean, I think it's getting better, but I do think the queer scene has been the driving force of that, and there's such a big one here. So I think that's partly why.
Definitely, yeah, I agree with that. The vibe is like what makes Berlin so special, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now on to you. So I guess curious to know, you've obviously got a very broad kind of musical background. We've spoken about Northern Soul, dubstep, drum and bass, house, techno. How has all of that kind of influenced, I guess, you as a DJ and, you know, the kind of music that you play?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I remember when I first started deciding I was going to be a DJ and I couldn't get my head around it. So I was like, I remember saying to my friend, I'm going to just like pick a genre and that's what I'm going to do. And then he was like, okay. And then I was like, no, why would I do that? Like, that's not who I am. And, you know, I think there are a lot of DJs who have different styles. And I think a lot of DJs are definitely coming out a lot more with all their different styles. People are doing a lot more like ambient or things that are more like the radio, like easy listening and stuff. Because I think, you know, these are all little parts that do make us up as like people and as artists. So yeah, and I think, yeah, all these different types of music have definitely shaped what I'm into, what sounds I like, what I don't like. So yeah.
I get that. No, interesting. I guess, not wanting to put yourself like in a box, right?
Yeah.
Is the thing that probably DJs don't want to do.
Yeah. And as well, like I think as well, some of it's like the experiences you have with these types of music. You know, you might go to like house and techno parties, you might go to drum and bass, and like they've all got, I guess, like features that draw you to them. And like the, you know, in drum and bass, there's just like, I feel like that scene, although it is definitely a lot more male dominated or has been, you know, there was always this like family vibe going to a drum and bass rave, and there'd be people of all different ages. You know, you'd get some really old like London geezers and they're like old enough to be your dad, but they're just there getting on with it just as much as you are at the rave, you know. And you know, they've been doing it a lot longer than you, and it's like partying with your elders, you know, and it's like similar in the gay community and the gay parties, and and garage as well. Like there was always, I fortunately never got to experience the real garage raves in London because obviously I'm northern and that's not what I grew up with, but like, you know, watching documentaries and talking to people like Ali, for example, shout out to Ali. But you know, talking to people like that who have experienced it, and again, there was this togetherness that come with it, and I think things like that really are very, very important in the culture, in how they've inspired me, in the world. Yeah. And like I really tried to like lock into that. So yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. I like that. And you mentioned earlier as well, like you started vinyl only, right?
Yeah.
When did you move into, I guess, like CDJs and just doing more digital?
I think it was definitely when I was in Berlin, and it was funny because I started with this USB that I think my mum bought me when I went travelling to put photos on. Okay. And it's obviously not a very good one.
But it's a good use.
But yeah, I was really passionate about being vinyl only in the beginning, just because, and I really do think that it is important to respect and appreciate and understand the craft of it, because I think to be a DJ, I mean, I'm not, it doesn't mean that you can't be one if you can't do it. I'm not saying that at all. But for me, like where it's come from and the history of it, I think for me, because the whole art of it is so important to me, I feel like I had to commit to that. Yeah. And I do think it's definitely made me a better artist because of it. Again, not saying that that's what everyone needs to do, but for me, I definitely needed to start from scratch. And then I think also I feel like I am like a little old woman inside, like, so like older equipment and stuff is a lot more friendly to me than like, you know, current technology. Yeah. Like I remember trying to use a CDJ and I was like, oh my God, I don't know, didn't like how it felt and stuff, you know. And don't get me wrong, I love playing digital now because of all the crazy things you can do with it, but that's now I've tapped into it. But like the straight up CDJs, the digital, it just has a completely different feel. Okay. So
if you only could play one, do you have one that you'd go for? So if it was only vinyl or CDJs, like?
Well, it's funny because I play a lot more digital now, and it's obviously a lot easier. And I think the problem is for me is that a lot of places just aren't really set up for vinyl anymore, and people have kind of come away from it a bit now. And I've just had so many situations where it's not set up right, and I don't want to have to deal with it because of my own anxiety. So that's why I would say digital. But I mean, let's just say that the world is set up for vinyl, then it would be vinyl, just because I think the way that, and I have my vinyl focus show that talks about this a lot, I do think there's a bit more of a spiritual connection with vinyl. You know, you could find a record in a secondhand shop and like someone amazing could have touched that and their energy has gone into that. That record could have seen the best dance floor in the world back in, you know, the 80s and the 90s or whatever. And I do feel like, you know, you go into random record shops and you find these random records, and I do really believe that they come to you, and it's not just a coincidence, and I just don't think that happens with digital.
Yeah, there is that discovery feel to it, right? Because
Yeah.
you walk in, unless you know you're looking for a specific artist, most of the time you're just like, just pulling things out, judging it from the look of the cover or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And just trying your luck.
Yeah, and there's a whole community in the whole vinyl, you know, like record stores, and going into a record store and getting to know the people that work there, and like record fairs, and buying people's collections.
Yeah. Beautiful. Garage girls. We have to talk about garage girls. We did our research over here.
Okay.
So tell us, like, what was the, I guess, inspiration behind that, and the idea behind garage girls?
So it's funny because I met Kenza like within the first 48 hours of actually officially moving to Berlin.
Oh, no
and
way.
It was like just before a lockdown where it was like the last party. And yeah, we met on a dance floor, and and then we connected over music basically. She found out I was a DJ. She was starting a radio show. She's got a history in radio. Shout out to Kenza.
Shout out to Kenza.
And then so she started a radio show with Becky, and they made the Honey Tape. Shout out to Becky as well, Vitamin B. So many shout outs. And then basically I was on their first radio show, and it was on Refuge. And then from then on, I think we were just we had a shared love of like garage and tech house, and we were discussing. We decided to do this Garage Girls takeover at Refuge, and we got Eliza Rose to come over, and this was just before she'd blown up.
Wow!
So it was like the most pivotal moment, and timing was perfect.
Maybe she blew up because of you guys, huh?
I don't think so. Shout out to Eliza. But yeah, so she came over and just to be part of our Garage Girls takeover. She really wanted to play in Berlin, so she came over for free. Didn't pay her, obviously, because it was a radio show.
Yeah.
Got to know her, vibed with her big time, and then we had a little party afterwards, just little afters, and you know, me and Kenza were like, we really need to make this a party, and then she was like, you need to make this a party, so we did. We started at Paloma, and then we again got Eliza to come back, and this was again just before Baddest of Them All came out.
Big tune.
And I remember she showed it to us at the afters as well. So it was just kind of mad because she came and played at our party, and then was like weeks later at number one.
Crazy.
It's crazy. But yeah, the party was a huge success, and as we continued to grow it and learn and you know, really think about what kind of vibe we wanted there, how we manage that, how you know, working with the security, with the door staff, making sure everyone's on the same page, that people aren't taking up space, and it's a safe space for everybody. And that's something that we've always kind of held together throughout the whole time we've run the party. And yeah, now we're at and very happy there.
Beautiful. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure having you down, DJ Northern.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I guess, guys, if you like the video, then hit a like button, and also hit the notifications button and subscribe. Probably need to do that again.